back to the Haney Biz Project with investorpreneur Mark Haney, coming to you from the Marquee Media Studio.
Welcome back to the Haney Biz Project, brought to you courtesy of accounting firm Clifton Larson Allen and California Growth Advisors. I'm Mark Haney, and I am rejoined by both Brian Holmes and Tom Kandris. Tom, during the break, you talked about the it factor in entrepreneurship. What makes entrepreneurship cool? Entrepreneurship cool?
Well, I think entrepreneurship makes business cool. I think that right now there's a trend that people want to be entrepreneurs. Hey, I wanted to be a rock star, and even if I could play the guitar and I can't sing, but I probably wouldn't be a rock star. So the rock stars have a certain it factors. Certain successful actors have an it factor, and I think entrepreneurs are the it people for business.
Yeah, Brian, thoughts on that? What's so great about entrepreneurship, and what's so great about being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I can see that comparison because we're really the risk takers. We're the ones that go out and blaze a trail to, do something that a lot of times no one's ever thought of, or that no one can even imagine how you're going to get from today to your goals. So,
do you think people, Brian, they look at entrepreneurs as, oh, that's the easy way out. Oh, it's easy to go build a business. They don't know what really happens, how the sausage is made, so to speak.
I don't know who thinks it's easy because it's definitely not.
It's the glamorous life of making money and selling businesses
I think
and laying on the beach in Cabo.
Yeah, I think once you've achieved the success, then a lot of people maybe could look at it that way. Yeah. But anybody that's been along with you on the ride knows that, it's not all rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah, overnight success that's taken 40 years.
That's right.
Well, you said Tom calls himself a rock star. That's how he views himself. But I look at it as the lead singer of a band, whether it be rock, country. You may be somebody who is good at the slow dance music. How would you describe yourself, Brian? Are you a rock guy, or as in business, as relates to business?
Yeah, maybe I'm a country singer. Like I like to play like the consistent play. Yeah. I think that there's a recipe to writing a great country song, just like there's a recipe for creating a great business.
I love it. Well,
you might have put a few words in my mouth there, but
yes.
That's all right.
So let's talk about the Entrepreneurs Organization, right? EO has been something that each of us is devoted a big part of our life to. Tom, you brought me into the Entrepreneurs Organization 5-6 years ago. Talk to us about what EO has meant to you.
EO, I've been part of a lot of organizations throughout my career in different industries, and EO has really been the best organization I've ever been a party to. It's member to member, peer-to-peer learning. We learn from each other, and I think off the air we talked a little bit about being able to talk about our successes and failures with people who actually get it, understand it. You can start the conversation from the middle, right? You don't have to explain yourself in terms that other people understand. It's not because we're unique in that way. It's just that we have some similar challenges, and I think we get each other, and that's what EO is about.
So thinking about these peer-to-peer conversations, right? I'm going to describe EO a little bit, right? It's a group of about 50 of us here in Sacramento. It's a worldwide organization, but we're broken up into these small groups called forums. In the forum, I think of it a little bit as like AA. We can all confide in one another, share the good stuff, the bad stuff, but it's the truth, right? We all can be ourselves. Brian, talk to us about your EO experience.
Yeah, so I've wanted to be a member of EO for over 5 years. Living in Bakersfield, there isn't a local chapter. I'd have to go to Los Angeles. I have two really close friends, one in Salt Lake City and one in Orange County, that were members, and they shared the basic philosophy of EO Forum about 5% being in that 5%.
Right.
And
5% of the most difficult parts of your life, and 5% of the most awesome parts of your life. Those are things a lot of times we're private about.
That's right. And I went to a dinner with them, those guys, and we spent some time in that, and it was an amazing experience. Absolutely changed my life. So I knew that EO was for me. So as soon as I decided to move to Sacramento, I put in an application to be in EO. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no small talk when you get in with your buddies and you're talking about the 5%, the things that are extremely difficult or extremely awesome in your life. But Tom, EO is much more than these small groups working together. It really is a lot more. What else do we get out of EO?
Well, frankly, I went to a university in Las Vegas, it might have been 10 years ago. and changed my life. I mean, I got a chance to meet Marcus Buckingham, go play to your strengths, and the Strength Finder process that Gallup and Marcus Buckingham do. And I realized I'm trying to get better at things that I really don't like doing. And I really didn't want to exhaust my time and talent chasing stuff that I was never going to be any good at. And so it taught me, well, it just resonated. It taught me that I go play to my strengths, I do what I want to do, and I went and hired people to do the things I didn't like to do.
Well, the educational piece is so big. Brian, you are the finance chair for entrepreneurs, entrepreneur group, EO in Sacramento. What do we have planned? We know we have some cool things on the horizon. For anybody who might be thinking about joining EO, there's some great events that you're going to be allocating some resources to.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the events I'm most looking forward to is Super Diamond is going to come and play, and that take some time, check out some YouTube videos of Super Diamond. It's going to be a fantastic time.
Super Diamond is a Neil Diamond impersonator, rock star, if you will, and so us entrepreneurs and our spouses, significant others are going to gather and really have an exclusive opportunity to hear somebody who, in a private setting, that we wouldn't normally hear.
Yeah, absolutely, and not just locally. There's events that are outside of Sacramento. Like in the next 2-3 weeks, all of us are going to Toronto for the Global Leadership Conference. It's gonna be amazing. And then in this fall, we're gonna go to Salt Lake City to Alchemy, which will be another event for us to really meet with other entrepreneurs and get outside of our own box.
And I may have just found my place because Mark did recruit me to be the My EO chair.
There you go.
And for most of my career, I was always like the BASF of business. I always made it a little bit better. So invention wasn't my strength. Innovation, basically taking something and making it better. And so my goal here is to really add that little it factor to our events and make them once-in-a-lifetime experiences for our members.
Well, that's something that you do, Tom, is you take things and find that extra little bit that makes them once in a lifetime, or things that we have something called B-Dotty, Best Day of the Year, happened up celebrity golf tournament coming up in a month or so. And spending some time on Lake Tahoe with people like the people that we surround ourselves with. Let's talk about who those people are in EO. How would you describe the entrepreneurial community of EO, Brian?
I love the pureness factor of it, just what Tom was saying about how you can come in mid-conversation. That's awesome, and all the people in EO Sacramento are doing things that are very amazing, and it's awesome to surround yourself by people that are
in my forum.
doing
We have Uriah Faber. Everybody knows him for his fighting, but he owns a number of successful businesses. Tyler Smith owns software companies and just had another significant exit. A number of people who have had this real success. You get to be around some of the most successful people in Sacramento, and it's something I've done with this radio show. Is I feel like if I can have the most successful people in the region kind of rub off on me a little bit, it's only going to be good for me. Tom?
Yeah, and I think that you've done a great job, I think, not only bringing and meeting successful people, but kind of uniting the message, because I really think that the region is ready for true entrepreneurs to come out. And frankly, that's why I came back to Sacramento. I wanted my community to be great. I wanted to make sure I gave back to the community, but I wanted success to be a part of my community journey.
Is there a certain part of EO, Brian, that it's got to get told today? A certain part of the EO story that's got to get told today on the show?
Yeah, if you're an entrepreneur, it can be a very lonely existence. They say, and you need to get out of your shell. Come check it out. Come talk to people. Come see if it's right for you. I mean, I think that you'll be glad that you did. I tell everybody.
Yeah, one of the things that I've seen in the most successful entrepreneurs is we have the ability to lock on, become almost obsessed with something. Because if you don't really lock on hard and become obsessed, it's hard to take it to this huge success and a profitable exit. And the people at EO can relate to those obsessions, if you will. Tom, talk to us about what needs to get told out there to the folks who need to know about EO.
Well, I think that you got to be prepared to give of yourself as well as get. And I think there's a lot of successful people, and when you come to EO, you're going to get a lot out of it, but also come to impart your knowledge and wisdom and experience. And frankly, when I first joined EO, and Bernie, if you're still out there, Bernie Leno from Lawn Man, and I came from the high-tech space, and I wasn't sure about the different kind of businesses I was surrounded with, but I learned so much about managing employees, about dealing with troubled teenagers and youth and family experiences from a guy that was so different from my experience and my whole business career. And it was just fascinating that we could learn from each other, because entrepreneurs there's a lot of similarities in our makeup.
Yeah. When I think about, I call you the entrepreneur next door because we live next door to one another. But I think that is a little bit of the EO attitude. We're here as brothers and sisters to help one another, like you might do with your neighbor. When you walk over, he's out there working on his car, and he's the big brother, if you will. You say, hey, I got this situation at work. You ever run into that? And you go, yeah, I have. And you almost act as a sounding board to one another, like good friends and neighbors. And there's a brotherhood or a bond that exists that I think is extremely uncommon in business.
Mm-hmm. And that's worldwide. So when you run into somebody worldwide, and I don't know what the number is, 12,000 members, I think we're bigger than Switzerland in terms of overall economy and employees and things along those lines. So, but it's transferable. So it's not just in your forum or your chapter or in the United States. Anywhere you go in the world, when you meet somebody with EO, there's an automatic acceptance.
I think the one thing that we didn't touch on is it's not 100% about business. There's a big component of EO that is about you as a person and your own personal growth. And that is something that EO brings that I don't know that a lot of organizations really do.
I agree. Well, this has been a little bit of a commercial for EO as we're part of the incoming board. Me as president, you two as some of my right-hand people. I want to thank you guys not only for joining me on the show today, but for what you're doing for the Sacramento community as we help EO to grow. And that's the plan over the next several years. We're going to put EO on the map. We are going to make EO famous, some of the most humble but successful people in Sacramento in EO, and we're gonna get that secret told over the next several years. So thank you guys, and a little shout out to another infomercial, if you will, is we got the Haney Biz Golf Tournament coming up. If you like to play golf, you want to hang out with entrepreneurial guys like the two of the people sitting here in this room, play golf with entrepreneurs, rub shoulders with some of the most successful people in Sacramento, you got to get out to the Haney Biz Golf Tournament. It's going to be Memorial Day weekend. It's Friday the 24th, I believe, 25th. Get yourself signed up. If you need some more information, get a hold of me. You know where to find me. When we return, I will share our takeaways with Marcus, and have to ask you to stick around and join the revolution at haneybiz.com, courtesy of Ethan Conrad Properties and Financial Advisors, Stifel Financial. This is the Haney Biz Project.